the Talking Leeds podcast with Arron Marshall and Alfie Kemp.
Hello and welcome to Talking Leeds. A bit of a special one for you this afternoon with myself, Arron Marshall, and Mr. Alfie Kemp. Good afternoon, Alfie. We're matching and we're talking about Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Oh, perfect. Just exactly what you want to do on a Wednesday evening. Talk about Calvert-Lewin and wear the same shirt. I mean, does it get any better than that?
It doesn't, even though it is 33 degrees outside and everybody's melting.
True.
Yeah, it's chaos. It's carnage. But do you know what, Alfie? I've been reading Twitter, and I know Twitter isn't the best place to look for signings and what people are thinking, but it's very 50-50 this. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is going to join Leeds on a free transfer from Everton. I didn't realise he was born in Sheffield. That's my my stat I can bring to it. He's 28, he's 6'2", 240 appearances for Everton, 57 goals. It should be a cracking signing. Why is it dividing opinion?
Well, it's dividing opinion because it's not the most exciting signing, I don't think. And at this stage of the summer transfer window, which has sort of gone in very much peaks and troughs for us, where it started off firing out the blocks, thinking this is great, we're learning the lessons, we're getting players in straight off the bat. Went a bit quiet again. Then there was another wave of sort of 3 or 4. But they're all sort of very similar players: tall, physical, midfield, defensive, keeper, obviously. And then obviously it's got a bit quiet since the Paixão deal fell through. So, and sort of the longer it's gone on, you've sort of gone from like, well, I really hope we better be holding out for someone really good. And it's kind of got to the stage where you're like, actually, I'd take anybody at this stage. Even Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So then when it turns out that it is Dominic Calvert-Lewin, you're actually like, well, I didn't mean actually sign him. So, yeah, I mean, look, he's not the best player in the world, and there's a lot of concerns about him. But I do think, and I've got all the stats and everything ready to go in my little book to do the proper analysis. But look, any player with sort of well over 100 Premier League games on a free, you can't really sniff at that, I don't think, as a promoted club anyway.
Yeah, it's interesting because Carl's jumped in the comments. So if you want to get involved in the comments, you can do. He says, I say this is a decent signing, free signing. When fit, and that's the big one, is a very good player, a handful for the opposition. Hopefully the money saved here we can put towards a couple of marquee signings. Well, Carl, again, I've got the stats as well with his injuries because that seems to be dividing us. Last season, hamstring injury, it's his hammy, which is an issue, isn't it, Alfie? That's what's causing this debate. 14 games he missed for Everton last year. Ankle injury as well. Missed one for that. He was ill the season before. Broken cheekbones. He's got all sorts. But the main thing is his hamstring, isn't it? Surely, though, under the Orta days, we've completely changed from the madness of that. Surely Underwood has done his homework here and absolutely got this right because the striking department, Farke's come out and said it as well, hasn't he? He needs to strengthen in that area. They've got to get this right. They can't gamble on this. And I feel this is a bit of a gamble.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And yeah, his hamstring, among other things, has been really hard for him. I mean, generally, just to look at, and it's really hard to gauge just how good he is now because he hasn't played properly in ages. 3 goals last season, but barely played, was barely fit. He's missed an average of 110 days in the past 5 seasons. So generally, that's about if that continues as it goes, he'll be fit for round about 24 games, which actually isn't horrendous. That's not really bad. It's about 60%. Ideally, you'd want it a lot higher, but it's not, it's not awful. But yeah, it's a weird one because I'm not sure how many of these signings have had the Farke sign off. It seems like he is having a much more input into signings than Bielsa ever was, which is strange because it should be the other way round, because Bielsa was very much, it had to fit the profile to work. Farke, his formation's a bit more malleable. You could sort of get most players in, to kind of fit in his system. But yeah, some of the signings, I think, especially for me, Bornout and Metche, as I learned, that's how you say his name today. Don't say the N; it's silent. But those two were a bit sort of like, why are we signing these guys? Like, we don't really need them. And I'm sure Farke will have said, yeah, give the go ahead to get him in. It really just, I think the big thing is just the unknown, and there's a lot of unknowns about Leeds at the moment. We don't know how good we're going to be. We have no idea. All these signings are brand new. There's not a great deal of kind of experience between them that you can really look at and say, they're clearly going to be good. So, is Calvert-Lewin, is he going to come in and be the first choice striker? No, obviously not. I think that's pretty much past the question. Number 2 or number 3, maybe. I mean, Joel Perreault's going to start against Everton at this point, let's be real. Yeah. He obviously is, even if we go and get like a Rodrigo Muniz, for example, not saying him, before Monday, he's not going to be able to come in time. So it's going to be Perreault, and I think then Metche, who looks like he can play in a number of different positions, in Calvert-Lewin. I think I just don't know what sort of signing this is. Is it a third choice? Are we now going to go and get somebody else as well, or is that it done? Have behind the scenes have Fulham said, actually we're not interested in selling Muniz? Any of the other 10, 20 players that we've linked with, have we just gone, nah, do you know what, sod it, let's not bother, let's just go and sign Calvert-Lewin? Yeah, it's an odd one. It's an odd one, really.
We apparently as well, we explored a deal earlier in the summer to bring him in. That was due to doing a little bit of research, as you do, but you never know the truth in all these. Apparently, Sunderland also went in for him, and we're going to make him their highest paid player ever. And you think, well, I just don't know. And apparently, he held talks with Newcastle and Manchester United as well, which I don't believe, before he sacked his agent. I don't know if that's just trying to drum up some interest in signing him, but I don't know. He's going to be on a hell of a wage as well, isn't he? Because he was on massive wages at Everton.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think all that stuff about signing certainly for Newcastle and Man U, that was agent talk. I'm not surprised.
Agent BS.
I'm not surprised he sacked his agent, because the record that he's got is pretty. It's pretty good. It's solid. He's scored over his Premier League career about a goal every 3 games, which is not great. It's not awful. Just to put it into some sort of context, last season, Dominic Solanke and Sammy Smodics had roughly a goal every 3 games. And what I kind of want to sort of put in people's heads is that had we signed, I want to say less about Sammy Smodics, to be fair, if we'd signed Dominic Solanke, then we'd be really excited about that. And yet he's got a similar goal scoring record to Calvert-Lewin. It's just the fact that he's been better more recently. If we'd come up and managed to sign him after he'd got, those sort of back-to-back seasons where, Man U were prepared to offer like 50, 60 million for him, you'd be like, bloody hell, that's a great signing. So, long time ago, yes, but, we constantly moan about not having enough players and just getting somebody in and Premier League experience. People are absolutely doing me head in. But yeah, fair enough. If you want Premier League experience, like, he's got it in spades. And if he plays, he doesn't have to start every game or any games for that matter. I do think he will be good to have as a good backup. But big guy, physical presence, and if we can get him anywhere near his form from around sort of 2019, 2020, then it's an absolute steal. But yeah, it's a big gamble. And it's just, as with everything else with the team, we've just got to wait and see.
Yeah, it is. I just want to bring up Dominic Solanke, because I can remember years ago you absolutely slated me for having him in my dream team or whatever it was. I can remember that. and now you've just eaten your words and said he's a fantastic player when I told you
I
years ago.
don't think I said he was fantastic. I think he said he was about as good as a 28-year-old injured Calvert-Lewin. But, do you know what it is as well? I remember, I don't think it was so much Dominic Solanke, it was so much as you had Sariki Dembele in your fantasy team after he played about 15 games for Bournemouth in the Championship and played twice in that Premier League season. Yeah. I remember that. I do not forget.
I don't either. You just said Dominic Solanke is a great signing. And he's a great player. Still stand by that.
Oh, yeah, brilliant.
But Dominic Calvert-Lewin is going to be Leeds, isn't he? It's all pretty much. And he's obviously got some England caps as well. I forgot about that. It's around the same time as Bamford. And that's obviously flared up the debate as well. Because a lot of fans, I know that Begbie said that we've brought in 2 injury-prone strikers. It's terrible. Again, but
2 injury-prone strikers make 1 non-injury-prone one. They can play when the other one's injured. This is Moneyball. If anyone's ever seen Moneyball, it's exactly the same thing. They don't have to be good all the time. We're playing the margins. This is it. This is what we've got to do.
Is it obviously he's got his England caps as well, 11 caps for them, 4 goals. But again, he was playing in and around the Bamford era. But I wanted to get to the point that the whole Bamford debate sparked up again now, saying that in 3 seasons Bamford scored 17 more goals than him or whatever. So that stat's flying around on Twitter. I don't buy that. Bamford's done. He's not Leeds anymore. He can't play for Leeds anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's that did surprise me, is that in that season, his best season that he had, he was outscored by Patrick Bamford. But that was such a weird season because it was the COVID season as well. So players like Bamford and Calvert-Lewin were getting England caps like that. It was a weird alternate reality that I'm fairly sure didn't actually happen. But Everton were pretty rubbish for most of that season because they got Ancelotti in and had an amazing start. Because I remember putting Calvert-Lewin in my team because they'd signed James Rodriguez and was thinking, well, if they got him feeding it through to Calvert-Lewin, bloody hell, he's going to score 30 goals. Scored 7 in his first 6 and then just kind of dropped off a cliff as the team did. But yeah, this is the thing. I think you bring him in and you look at him and thinking, well, Bamford's Premier League goal scoring record is better, but in terms of the players they are right now, we know how bad Patrick Bamford is. He would have to be really, really bad to be worse than what Paddy is now. And I hate saying that, but and I don't mean in that he's not necessarily a bad player. He just sort of doesn't do anything. He didn't do anything for us last season. There was no time where he came on and did anything to think, he could be anything more than just you chuck him on to save Pirot's legs, really.
Yeah.
And if that's what Calvert-Lewin is, and he's just a bit better because we're in the Premier League now, then he's free, and don't know how long is the contract going to be? A year or 2, I would have thought. Not too much, not any longer than that.
With an option of a 3rd, maybe. I don't know. Again, it's all down to his agent, isn't it? Because he's not going to. It's not. If we get relegated, by the way, I think you said it in our group chat. We're going to have one hell of a squad in the Championship if we get relegated.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. Future-proofing.
Future-proofing, absolutely.
I mean, look at Ipswich. Look at the squad they've ended up with. They are going to end up walking that league because they invested in players who would be, who might be good in the Premier League on good value, and if they're not, then they're definitely going to be good for the Championship. The way of the world.
Yeah, he did. Velo Sol, love that name. He found his agent. He did. Colin says it's a big gamble. Got to get marquee signings in front of the other 3. Well,
I hope he doesn't mean. I hope he doesn't mean Doncaster legend John Marquis there. Is he about 40 years old now? Absolute legend of the game. Oh yeah. So I know what he thought. I just want to check.
Michael says, "Evening, Arron. Great to see Alfie back. Long time no see." Says Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
But it's all about the service. If you look at that, what's going to sit behind Calvert-Lewin? You've got that forward 3 as well. Nonto, James, Tanaka potentially, Harrison. is reunited with him, of course. I think he's going to be in and around this squad, isn't he, Jack Harrison? They could link up well. So you heard it here first. Jack Harrison with the assist. Dominic Calvert-Lewin to score the winner on Monday.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
It would be funny, and everybody would be bouncing. But I think we still need a few more, don't we, Alfie? I think we need another 10. I think Solomon.
What, 10 players?
No, a number 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we need a number 10, and the Solomon rumor has flared up again and flared up.
Yeah.
It's all over. Solomon coming back potentially. Is he
I'd
injured?
love that. I don't know. Probably. I mean, I think I was expecting to be more. I don't want to say upset, but sort of gutted about the Solomon, because there was very much, I think, a sort of a declaration at one point that he would be staying with Spurs. But yeah, I was expecting to be a bit more upset, but then I did just think, like, I did think when we signed him last year that, you know, he's really injury prone. And when people say, like, how is this guy in the Championship? How is he not playing Premier League football? It's because of his injury record, which was, you know, has been really bad. And I think there is a feeling that we did just get really lucky last season, because he did have a couple of spots, especially early on, where it was very stop-start. And when he came back after having a couple of weeks out, he didn't look too good. Then all you have to see is, like, when he gets on a run, he is absolutely, and he was unplayable at times last season. And so one of those players who's so good where you're like, he could definitely make the step up. And he's already played quite a bit of Premier League football as well. I do just wonder that Spurs will want to sell him. It's a big outlay. It'll be 20 to 25 million, I would have thought, for a player who, if we do hit one of his injury seasons, we could genuinely be looking at him playing, you know, less than half and really kind of being a bit of a waste of money. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love to have him back. I really would. But it's just, it's a calculated risk. But, you know, Farke has literally said, word for word, we haven't replaced Solomon. So I think if Solomon becomes available, Farke's going to be absolutely hammering on that door to be like, get him in. And then I think, honestly, that will do us. I think a winger will do us, because I don't think we're going to be playing with a number 10 this season.
No.
So I don't think we're going to need one that much. I don't think, I think, and it'll just be, if we are going to play that, it'll be Aronson or probably Metcher who plays that. When we do, I don't know.
We have got some options. We just haven't really seen them as much, haven't we? We'll probably find out on Monday. I just want to jump in the comments, because there's loads of comments coming in. Please do keep them coming in. Michael says, with Calvert-Lewin signing, does that mean no marquee signing like Muniz coming in? Apparently, according to he's off to Atalanta in Italy.
Don't know. I heard that was off, but who knows?
Really?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I've never wanted Muniz personally for 50 million. I mean, he scored 10 goals last season and 9 the year before. I mean, where on earth have they got 50 million pounds from? Well, do you know what it is? It's because they've just built a stand with a swimming pool in, so they're probably in masses of debt and just thinking, like, they just pluck a number out of midair. Frauds.
Mitrovic as well has been linked with Leeds. I don't know if you've heard that one. That's another.
God, no.
Which I think, what the hell?
No thanks.
Did he bite somebody?
He pushed a ref. I remember him doing that. Yeah, he's definitely headbutted. No way. He's a head case, that guy. Don't want him.
He's in Saudi Arabia. Is he in Saudi Arabia or wherever the hell he is?
He's in Saudi.
He's I'm not being funny, but Leeds will never afford those wages over there, and let him enjoy his many 10,000 barrels of oil, which is probably going to walk away.
He just doesn't seem like he's a Leeds signing ever. He'll go to Turkey. He'll end up at Besiktas or one of the other ones, I think. That's where he'll end up, because I mean, you can't just come from Saudi straight back to top level European football. We've already seen that, and I mean, look, I don't think those have got any credibility at all, those rumours. Who'd want him?
I don't know. Kanoos as well. El Kanoos. I watched him against Leicester against Sheffield Wednesday at the weekend, and I wasn't impressed by him, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, I wasn't, but again, he will be coming in not to be the star of the show. He'll be coming in to enter the mix, which I think is really, it is sort of, I think the profile that is sensible for us, but also in the long run will be good because, I don't want to just, I hate just going back to Rodrigo Muniz, but a player of his caliber coming in thinking I'm the star of the show, I'm going to be playing every week. Yeah, you want players to be a bit like that. You want players to want to play for the team, but there are other players there who can be good, and Knuth, I think, clearly is no better than what we have, but he could be because he's still young. There's a reason why Leicester signed him for the Premier League, and it's first game of the season. I don't think you can take much from that, and obviously last year, I don't think you can look at any Leicester player stats because they were just the team was rubbish. I mean, look, he scored at Old Trafford. I'll take that. Take that for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think watching any player against Sheffield Wednesday at the moment is no test of quality, considering they are barely able to field a team at this point.
Well, if rumours report, I'm a big Liam Cooper fan. I'll be keeping an eye on Sheffield Wednesday because it looks like he's going to sign for them. God help him going there.
Great signing.
The type of player they need him down there at Wednesday. So good luck to him down there, Mr. Cooper.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Dominic Calvert-Lewin is going to be announced anytime, imminently, as they would say on Sky Sports News. But I don't know. Do you think then, Alfie, we should get our shirts trimmed up with Calvert-Lewin on the back, number 9? Do we need to go down to the shop and get him on our backs, or should we just think it's just a
no? I mean, I'll be honest. I'm the wrong person to ask. I don't tend to get players on the back.
No.
Just because when they inevitably when I get bored with them and want to sell them, then you just end up with either your own name on the back or a player who doesn't play for them anymore. Then you just look like a bit of a wally.
I did have Howson on the back of a shirt years ago, and I got.
Is that the last one you had?
It's the last one, Johnny Howson.
I can't remember the last one I had.
But now he's back at Leeds. It doesn't matter. He's back.
Yeah, I'd much rather have Howson personally, and I do love how he's been playing for us in those sort of weird friendlies that got no coverage at all. Like they got no coverage from the club. No. It was almost like, and the thing is, like Bamford and I think Gelhardt played in one,
Greenwood,
at least one, and Greenwood it was of Greenwood I think rather than Gelhardt, or maybe both. And there was just nothing from the club at all. So it was this is a very much a clear message. We don't care. Like you might be playing with our kits. I wonder if like any coaches or kit men actually went there. They just sort of posted the kit to all the players and just said, right lads, here's the stadium, here's the kickoff time, turn up if you want to, Oh God, I don't know. Weird, but there's a lot of players like that at the moment. I think that we're just trying to shift, aren't we, Paddy? And
sorry, you were going to say something, but I jumped in.
Was I?
Yeah, you were about to lead into something.
Yes. So, well, no, I was going to say I think the last player I got on a shirt was actually on a fake shirt. I got the fake version of the 100-year anniversary shirt. The one off with the strings.
Thing,
and I ordered it with Phillips on the back. And I think in the game, I think the numbers were white or grey, which was a bit of a terrible idea because the shirt was white, so you couldn't see who was who. But they printed it, whoever it was, with the blue numbers from the previous season, and it just looked awful. So it was after that I was like, I mean, I've only paid about £7 for this shirt, but I'm never getting a name on the back of a shirt again because. What are all the Newcastle fans going to do now? How many of those have got Isak on the back? I mean, bloody hell.
Longstaff, maybe.
Honestly, knowing quite a number of Newcastle fans, I doubt any of them have Longstaff on the back of their shirts. Bless him. He tried.
He's a good sign. I think if the sign is this year, he's the one I'm most impressed with. I think it's a fantastic sign.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do. I really do. And
not Stack. I was going to say
Longstaff, fantastic, brilliant sign. Stack against AC Milan was just brilliant. Stack was brilliant. Stack, whatever you say.
Stack,
brilliant. He's like Just glides with the ball. Brilliant.
He reminds me a lot of Click, which really
Yeah.
excites me. That sort of box to box, can shoot. I mean, it wasn't really it sort of was a shot sort of thing, crossy, shotty thing. He's really impressed me. Longstaff has done exactly what I thought he would do because as I say, all my mates are Newcastle fans, so I do end up watching quite a lot of their games, or did when we were in different leagues, because it's a bit, obviously we'll be playing at the same time this season. And they absolutely hate, week in, week out, Longstaff was the one that got all of the flack. And having watched some, not all of pre-season, but he's very sideways. He's quite a boring player, but
does a shift.
He does. He is a grafter. He is a grafter.
I mean.
He did run further than any player last season in the Premier League. I will note also, however, that Brendan Aronson ran farther than any other player in the Championship last season. So it's not the best stat to go off, but at least he's not going to run out of energy, I guess.
Yeah.
While we're getting absolutely pumped 9-0 at home to Bournemouth.
We won't be doing that. We're going to compete this year. We're going to do all right. I really do. I genuinely do. Keep your eyes peeled because I'm sure he will be signing imminently. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Let us know your thoughts, ladies and gents. If you think it's a great signing, it's still 50-50 for me. Alfie, you're 50-50 as well, would you say?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Well, that's it, because there's nothing, unless you want to talk about anything else, there's nothing else really to talk. Leeds, it all happened quite quick, this, didn't it? I know we've been linked earlier in the summer with him, but it happened, boom, my God, it's happening. And it just happened quite quick.
Yeah, and a few of them have happened like that, where sort of nothing will happen, and then because Calvert-Lewin hasn't really been reported properly by any sort of credible sources. I think he's been mentioned by Graham Smith, might have mentioned him. Baron Cross definitely mentioned him at some point earlier this week. But they're all these kind of players that Leeds admire, kind of thing. So you don't need any source to say that. I could say that about any player, and it would be basically impossible for me to prove me wrong. So it's and quite a few of them have just come out of nowhere. And I think if we are likely to get another player, I do think it'll be a player we haven't properly been linked with yet. It won't be Muniz. Don't think it'll be Solomon. I mean, we're not officially linked with him yet anyway, but it'll just pop up out of nowhere that it's almost done. And I kind of like that, rather than it just dragging out like Paixão, because then if inevitably, if it had been reported that we'd been linked with Calvert-Lewin and it just trundled on, and you were thinking, well, I don't care either way if we get this player or not, and then it had then fallen through, you'd just be like, oh, for God's sake. So, get them done quickly.
Get it done. Yeah, you're right. And I think ultimately, though, as well, he's not going to start on Monday. He'd be lucky if he gets a game in the Cup. It's the EFL Cup draw today as well. That's tonight. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to Grimsby at home, or whoever else we get, and get knocked out by them on penalties.
Do you know what? I have genuinely enjoyed not playing this week, not having that sort of start to a season, and inevitably having a dodgy start in the first game, and then having to go and play a game that you don't really care about. It has been quite nice to watch, like Ipswich getting knocked out was quite nice. I got quite a bit of Schadenfreude from that. That was really funny.
Yeah, it was quite funny, wasn't it?
And hopefully Sheffield United will get pumped tonight.
Well, they're just in shambles, aren't they? They really are.
Brilliant.
It's quite funny, but don't we just love the Championship? We're going to be absolutely loathing that. We can't wait to be in it next year. And when we're in it, we'll hate it, and when we're not in it, we love it. And that's the beauty of the Championship. But thanks, Alfie. I think that's it for us. But we'll probably pop up again with any news, won't we, Alfie? And see what happens. And thanks to everybody who's listened. And if you're watching on the pod, thank you very much. And we will see you on the next one.